Hey, Shalom, Israel. It's the Israelite School, Universal Practical Knowledge. Started out of One West Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. All right. Started out of Harlem, New York, One West 125th Street, under Commander General Yohana, the official Israelite School of the Lord. Boom, boom, boom. So let's get it going. Today we're going to talk about brotherhood and being offended. I'm going to start in the book of Matthew. Being offended is similar to being disrespected. Okay, you go through life and you do your everyday things, and something can possibly offend you. That's another person does. A person, it could be somebody close to you, it could be a friend, a family member, an acquaintance, somebody you used to know, somebody you still know. It could be somebody you were getting to know, like as a friend. There's a lot of possibilities of a person offending you. All right, that's in the scriptures. Christ talked about that. Okay, somebody at your job, they could disrespect you. Somebody you see on the streets, somebody you see at the store, anywhere you go, especially in America, you're liable to be, disrespected. And disrespect is different with every person. Okay, some things may be disrespectful to one man. He may claim, "Oh, that offends me," and another man, it may not offend him. I know in Memphis, when I lived in Memphis, they do what's called joning and checking, which is basically making fun of each other, like making jokes about each other. Oh, big head ass little nigga, Bill Fort tough head ass. They just make fun of each other. But where I grew up in New Jersey, they didn't do that. We didn't make fun of each other. We didn't make fun of our friends. Like if it's somebody I was cool with, I would never make fun of him. Like say, man, your head big as hell, your teeth fucked up. I would never do that to a friend or somebody I'm cool with. That's just something we never did in New Jersey. Never. So when I moved to Memphis, and I remember it was a cat who was, joning on me. He's just being funny. He's the funny guy and this and that. But I was offended by it because I'm growing up in a different location, different culture. I take it differently. So I felt disrespected. So I ended up getting into a fight with him and everything like that. But he didn't mean it like that because that's the way they grew up. They did that with each other, and it wasn't something where they're going to fight over it. It was just something everybody's going to laugh, get over it, and move on to the next day and who's going to get joked on next. All right. So that you could take that same premise with everywhere you go in life and everybody you deal with and everybody you talk to. I thought you was headed to a slave. No, that's common part. Oh, he got to head to the. Oh, okay. No sweat. He said, "You good, huh?" Listen, later on, yeah, but not right now. Mm-hmm. It's a different time job. It's saving too much. Kind. I feel you. So you could take that premise anywhere you go in life, or any people you deal with. That some people may get offended by something that another person may not take offense to. All right, and that's something you'll see in life when you deal with different people. Okay, now we coming into the truth, and even when you coming into the truth, the same thing applies. That you can be disrespected by somebody, or somebody could disrespect you. All right, now, but you coming into the truth. So when you're in the truth, how are you going to deal with somebody disrespecting you? All right, like in the world, you might have had your own philosophy on how to deal with it. Maybe the guy who's going, somebody you feel disrespected, you go head on to them right into their face and say, "Hey, man, you disrespected me. We're going to fight." Or you say you might be the guy who, somebody disrespected me. You take it cool. And then you like, all right, no sweat. I'm going to get him back later. You know what I mean? You could have been any type of guy in the world. Go ahead, Ward. So one time, like the other job, so I made sure I want to take it to counsel, not really counsel, not like the real counsel, but kind of counsel, like
So that's why I came and asked the brothers, what should I do?
Mm-hmm.
Because like me, I really would have wanted to fight him, but it's like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So I think I feel like it's the first thing came to answer the question, well, what should I do?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if you kept on talking, I would have did this and that.
Right.
But the thing is, I was doing good, and he gave me respect. He never talked trash or nothing no more.
Mm-hmm.
He just like appreciate my work. So you know, I didn't even have to do anything. I feel like
Right.
it was Lord.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
like he gave me, you know what I'm saying? Like he's like he recognized and gave me respect. So you know, I didn't have to do anything.
Exactly. So that's the point. When you come into the truth, it's the same. You're still dealing with people who are in the world who have different thoughts and different ways that they move. You know. So like the brother said, shoot, he was ready to fight him. That's one of the things that some people may do. Some people may be ready to fight. Some people may be ready to try to get back at you, or some people may just take it and just absorb it and feel shitty about it later. You know what I mean? And then they just took it. You know what I mean? But they didn't like that. When you in the truth, there's we don't force. Christ never made and said for a brother to absorb or take punishment that's wrong, or take being offended. Right? You don't have to take being disrespected. Right? There's always in Christ. There's always a way to deal with any disrespect or deal with anybody offending you. All right, we're gonna get Matthew 18 and 15, and we're gonna get deep into the demon that comes about when you get offended, or and how to handle it. Right, Matthew 18 and 15. So this is the law. This is how Christ laid it down for us to do. Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone. If this is why I brought out the story earlier, because you can offend somebody and not even know you offended them. To you, it was not an offense. That's why you have to go to that brother alone between he and thee and tell him his fault. Tell him what he did that offended you. Now, that's what you do. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. This is the part right here that the demon plays on people's mind on when they're being offended. The demon is this: if you feel offended or disrespected, or feel some type of way about something a brother or sister did, this is what you're supposed to do. Or this is where Satan comes in. When you think about what that person may say back, or or how the conversation may go, don't do that. Don't think about, oh, well, he may say he acting really, he really act like he the shit. He really act like he got all the ranks, so he ain't gonna do this. He really gonna say something wrong back. I already know I already know how he gonna act, this and that. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. If somebody offends you, don't think about him offending you until you talk to him one-on-one in person, or one-on-one. It don't have to be in person. It can be over the phone. Don't think about the conversation, or don't think about how it went or what he did at all until you talk to him. Right? Until you talk to him, because all the thoughts leading up to you eventually going to talk to that person, that's where Satan comes in and plays with your head. Plays with my head, plays with anybody's head. Satan's going to come in and play. It's the in-between time between you were offended and between the time you went and talked to that person and told them their fault and talked to them about it. In between time is is Satan's play area. That's where Satan wants to come at you and get in your head. That's why you don't think about it. If a brother did something to you or offended you, don't think about how he offended you until you go talk to him about it. Forget all. Don't even think about how the conversation could go, what you're gonna say, what he's gonna say back, or she's gonna say back. Don't even think about it at all. Move on. Think about something totally different in life and do other stuff until you get the chance to talk to that person one-on-one. Then you talk to the person about it. Because in the UPK, we call the giving brothers the benefit of the doubt. That's what we train to always do. is to give the brother the benefit of the doubt. Hey, Shalom Moore. Y'all about to damn, that headpiece cold. I might need a plug, man. I might need a plug. Might need a plug. The gray too. Woo, the gray. The gray is slick. One of my favorite colors. I ain't gonna lie. All right, do your thing. Okay. So that's what it is. When a brother offends you, don't think about how he offended you until you go talk to that person. Okay. So let's get more in the scriptures. If verse 15, if he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. 9 times out of 10, or it don't even matter. You got to get to this point to where he can give a chance to hear you. Because a lot of times we will condemn a brother or a sister, or we'll let Satan condemn them in our minds, in our thoughts, before we get the person to talk to the person and get their perspective on it. The majority of the time, when you talk to that person and get their perspective on it, they're usually real cool about it. They're usually like, oh, I didn't even know I offended you. My bad. Or, they're usually real cool about it. It's not the same spirit on them that's in your mind that will be on them. In your mind, you thinking y'all about to come to blows. Y'all about to get it in. Y'all about to argue. Y'all about to yell at each other. Y'all about to get, it's about to be World War III if y'all end up talking about this. Don't think about it. It's not going to be World War III. It's not going to be none of that. Ain't none of that shit going to happen. It's all in your head. It's all in your head. That's why a lot of people don't want to take things to counsel, because they think in the counsel is about to get like super heavy, super deep. Everything's going to get blown up out of proportion. People are going to get destroyed and killed and kicked out, and everything bad is about to happen if you bring it to counsel. None of that shit ever happens. None of it ever happens at the council. What always happens at the council is everybody tells their side of the story. Then the judge says, you were wrong, he were right. Okay, bye. You apologize. You were in the wrong. He was right, actually. You didn't understand. Or he says, y'all both wasn't even arguing. Y'all both were making bad points. You should have forgave him when he said he offended you. All right, and that's it. Bye. Get off the phone. Boom, and it's over. You thinking like, damn, I figured more was going to happen, because in my mind, I figured all these things was going to happen and all these things were going to get said and all this stuff was going to come out and it's going to make everybody look so bad and it's going to make this person look bad and it's going to do this and none of that happens. Then you just sit back like, dang, I kind of just blew it all up in my mind, but it's not you that blew it up. Satan blows it up in your mind. Because Satan does not want you to, this part right here, if he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. Satan does not want you to gain your brother or gain the understanding or the respect of your brother and your sister. Satan hates for that to happen. He wants everything in the world to stop that happening. He wants us to hate each other so bad. Satan wants us to, think ill of each other, think bad thoughts about each other. Like that's his sole purpose of existing. Like he wants that so bad. Like if he could cut his hand off and cut his arm off to make you hate your brother and your sister in your heart, then he would do it. Because that's how invested Satan is in making you hate your brother and your sister. That's why it's important to not think about it. Like if your brother offends you, or let's say something happened. Let's say you living in a household scenario. You told your husband or you told your wife to do something and they didn't do it. They just ignored it. They just didn't do it. And like you're super mad about the fact that they didn't do it. Like you blow a head gasket. It offends you. It hurts you. It hurts you really. Not even that you're mad, you like hurt that the person didn't do it. They didn't show up. They didn't pick you up on time. They didn't do something right. This and that, and it hurts your feelings. Like it made you feel like they don't even fucking love you, and you like, man, they don't even love me, and you hate them for it. You're offended. Don't think about you being offended by that person until you go talk to that person. 9 times out of 10, once you go talk to that person about it, all those demons that you were thinking of how much this person really, hated you and how much they hurt you and how hurt you are, all those demons fly away and just disappear. Like a lot of times, as soon as you meet the person and get to talking to them one-on-one, like you meet this person, talking to them, then you get to hear, what they're thinking, and they're like, damn, they're not even thinking that. They're not even thinking like trying to hurt me or be malicious to me, or they're not really thinking that they hate me or they hurt my feelings real bad. They're not even thinking like that. So I kind of blew it up. You blew it. It was blown up in your mind that they like did it on purpose. That's another big thing. Like in your mind, you say, man, they did that on purpose. They knew I get off at 2:00 and they ain't get there till 4:00. They knew that. They just, and you just know they tried to hurt you on purpose. You just know it in your mind. Then when you talk to the person and the person gives their side of the story, like the scripture says, if he shall hear thee, he said, oh, my bad. I'm so sorry I was late because, man, I just couldn't get there on time because all this stuff happened and, I was trying and blah, blah, blah. And he apologizes or she apologizes. You have gained your brother or your sister. Because now the demon will not be there no more. That's why you don't think about it. You just do it. Don't think about talking to them and what they've been thinking and what they was thinking. Give them the benefit of the doubt and don't even think about it. Think about something else. And then when you see them, bring it up to them when you're one-on-one with them. All right. Now, let's get to the second portion of it. Now, this is verse 16. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee 1 or 2 more, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses, every word may be established. Okay. This is this next level that you take it to. You go talk to your camp leader about it. You go talk to your camp leader, and the camp leader is going to talk to another person that he talks to about all the issues that come to him. And that's your 2 or 3 witnesses right there. And they're going to hear the matter and think and discover shit and discover into it. And they're going to make inquiry into the matter. And if he shall, verse 17, if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. So now we have a little council. We talk about it, a little meeting. We talk about and discover what's going on, and we give a judgment on it. If the person, one of the 2 people say, hell no, this ain't right. I'm still, this wasn't right. Y'all didn't handle this right. Then it goes here. If he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. Then we can get lots more brothers and sisters involved. Like we think it's something that's fundamentally wrong that's going on, and the people who heard the counsel are in on it, and this is so wrong. We can tell it to the church. We can let all the brothers and sisters think about it and see what's going on. There ain't no secrets around this mug. We ain't gonna be able to secret and hush mouth and hush people down and make it so nobody hear what happened to them and how the judgment went down. No, we'll put it in front of everybody. We'll broadcast it in front of the whole UPK. So the whole UPK can, all the brothers will be like, hey, nah, that was wrong. Oh, no, that was right. We really need to think on this matter. As a nation, we need to think and see how we should better handle this matter. Or they say, nah, this they dealt with it the right way in that council. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as an heathen man and a publican. So at that point, it's the end of the road. At that point, what a person should do is take low. Like if you feel like this person still did you wrong and the council did you wrong and the church did you wrong, now you just leave it up to the Lord. You need to listen to the whole church and accept their judgment and just leave it up to the Lord to fix it then. Because the Lord will make it right, will show the truth anyway. But you don't want to, if you do decide to say, nah, forget what the church said, I'm still not going to take low, I'm not going to do nothing, I'm still against it, then you got to get out. You got to get out the UPK. You got to get out. All right. Now this same process is similar in the same basically everywhere you go in life. From here to there, from the grocery store to the job, to the laundromat, to the basketball court, to jail, to the prison, to the streets, to the college, to the everywhere you go, this process has to go with you. Step one. When a brother offend you or sister offends you, go to him, he and they alone. Don't think about it. About what they're gonna say, or what could possibly happen, or how much this person probably hates you. Don't even think about it. Just go to them. Think about other stuff until you get the chance to go to them and he or they alone and talk to them about it. Forget about it. And then when you get the chance to talk to them, bring it up. You at the job, you get the chance. There's people working around all the time, but the boss did something to offended you. Wait till everything settles down and you get keep working, forget about what the boss said, keep doing what you're doing. And then, wait till you get that opportunity. Ask you, hey, Mr. Mr. Hot, whatever the hell your name is, Sandy, or whatever the hell your name is. Can I talk to you for a sec? Boom. Get a hold of them. When you was yelling at me the other day, that offended me. I didn't like that. I felt disrespected that you was yelling at me. And then the boss, I'm sorry, man. I'm out here working. I'm trying to get everything right around here. I'm trying to do things right. This, that, this, and this, and that. At that point, you have gained your brother. If he says, if he apologizes, or if he, takes it back. Now, if he says, hell no, I need to yell at y'all. Y'all hard-headed around here. Y'all don't know how to work. Get out of my office, blah, blah. No sweat. Don't even argue with him. Call his boss. Get the other manager involved and let them know what happened. Now you can let the other people above him know, or around, or the other people know what happened, because 2 or 3, because now you went to him and he didn't hear you. Because that happens on the job all the time. I see it on the jobs. You got a boss or a manager, and they get to yelling at. They do it with certain workers that they know ain't gonna trip, but they yell at them. They belittle them. You know what I'm saying, over little stuff. Like they forget one little thing. Now he yelling, he digging into them about it. They don't do that with all the workers, because they know some workers ain't gonna go for that shit. Some workers are gonna say, hey man, who the fuck is you talking to? Like, I don't give a fuck about this job. Say something crazy like that to me, and boom, 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 it's going down. They know. So they don't do that with every worker. But even the ones they do, even if you're trying to be cool and keep the job, you got to go to them. Go to he alone. Same with the grocery store. One of the grocery store workers do you wrong. They disrespect you, ask for help, and they just blow you off. Go back and find that person and say, hey, I'm trying to ask you for some help in this store, and you just didn't come back and help me. Oh, I'm sorry. I had so many things going on. I had a phone call, blah, blah. Or they may say, man, there's too many damn people asking me for help all the damn time. Get out of my face. I can't help you all the damn. Then all right, they're not hearing you. Don't even talk to them no more. Go see their manager and let them know that you asked for help, and then you went to them and they didn't help you. They walked off. And then when you told them about it, they start going off on you. And now you tell the manager, shoot, you can tell a few managers. Call their corporate office and tell them. No matter where you go, it's the way you deal with it. Even if you're in a prison, let's say you're in a prison and the cat offends you. Hey, man, give me them shoes. Give me them sandals, them bags of chips, man, them noodles. Nah, man, they mine. I'm going to take them anyway, nigga. Fuck your chips. Boom, he snatched the chips and eat them and all that. You tell him, hey, bro, that's not right that you ever take my stuff. That offends me. And then, he may say, man, fuck being offended, nigga. I don't give a fuck about you being offended. This is prison talk. I'm talking now, like you in a joint. Now, at this point, you can get 2 or 3 witnesses and let them know. 2 or 3 other cats in the jail. Hey, such and such, man, he took my chips and stole my thing. This is how y'all do the jail. This is how the jail run around here, y'all. This is how it go down. And then they could check the brother and tell him, like, hey man, don't be doing that. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna cause unnecessary commotion in this prison with the guards and how everything is running. You know what I'm saying? But either way, you go to 2 or 3. It's a way to handle every single thing in every scenario with this, what Christ said. We're gonna get Matthew 5:29. Oh, you gotta remove your headpiece too. Gotta remove your headpiece. All right. Okay. So Matthew 5:29. And if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. This is the precept to let you know that when somebody offends you, before you go talk to them, don't think about it. Don't dwell on it. Because that's where Satan will play you and get you all the way out to truth. If these things offend you, these thoughts offend you, before you got a chance to talk to the brother and get his side of his point of view, and them thoughts, they're offensive, man, pluck it out. Any offensive thoughts that make you think bad about your brother, pluck it out. Always give your brother or your sister the benefit of the doubt. Always. Never assume the worst about your brother and your sister, man. And if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell. Let me get more. Verse 30. And if thy right hand offend thee, cut it off and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell. Any thoughts that you have as negative about your brother and your sister, and you ain't went to them yet and talked to them about it in person, one-on-one, pluck it out from me. Like, if you got thoughts about another brother, like, oh, this brother act like this, or this brother think like that, pluck it out. Unless you talking with that brother one-on-one, you don't know what that brother thinking. A lot of times people think a brother or a sister hate them. Like, oh, I don't want to talk to this person because they don't like me. That's all in your head. Pluck it out. Pluck them thoughts out your head, man. If he offended you, go between he and thee alone. Talk to him in person, one-on-one. Or not, it doesn't have to be in person, but just talk to them one-on-one about the issue. Don't think about it. Because the more you think about it, the more you're going to be like, oh, this person hate me. I already know how this person going to say it. I already know how this person going to be. You don't know what that person going to say. You don't know if he going to apologize. You don't know if he going to, you know what I mean, say sorry or none of that. Don't think about it. Just go to them between thee and thee alone. Wait for that time where you can talk to them alone and talk to them alone. All right. Let's see. Let's get Matthew 13 and 21. Hit that like button, hit that share button. If you're in the class, you may not, need as much counsel, but anybody might be hearing this truth and might want to hear what they got to say, what we got to say. Hit that like button, hit that share button.
I got it, sir.
All right, let's get it. Matthew 13 and 21.
Matthew 13, 21. Yet have he not root in himself, but he
Dureth.
For a while. For when the
tribulation
or persecution
ariseth
because of the word, by he is offended.
Mm-hmm. This is what happens when you don't have a root in this truth. Like, you don't really get deep and get to the understanding in this truth. Something small happens, and it offends you, and you leave the truth. That's why it's important to come to class, open up them scriptures, and get rooted in this thing. So that how it's supposed to be is, this is like a family. Even if your brother or sister offends you, they still your brother and your sister. They don't never change. That's how the ISUPK is supposed to be. Like, even though you may get into it with a brother, or this could happen or that could happen that you didn't like, your family never change. It's still your brothers. It's still your sisters in the UPK. But when people are not rooted in this truth, they get offended like that and leave. When it's not a problem to be offended, but it's a problem when you're offended and you leave the truth. You stop keeping the law, statutes, commandments. You stop following what God said. You stop being woke and keeping the truth, keeping the commandments, because you was offended by something. When that's what you want to avoid, right? You want to get rooted in this truth. Rooted means no matter what, you're just gonna stay in the truth, man. Whether it's good things happening, whether it's bad things happening, whether if a brother offends you, whether you're mad with a brother or not, you still stay in the truth. Even if you're mad with a brother, you and a brother can get into it. Y'all can be mad. Man, brothers been got into whole fist fights in the ISUPK. Brothers who came in the truth, they done got into actual fist fights, got over it, and now they still in the truth. High-ranking brothers. Like, brothers, it's not a sin to be offended by your brother. You go to him, tell him that he offended you. Don't think about it. Just go to him, tell him he offended you. He may say, nah, it's supposed to be like this. You say, all right, no sweat, go tell your camp leader, and it goes from there. Have a little council. The council decides, and then one of you wrong, one of you right, and then we just go on with our lives. It's not the end of the world. But if you think about it and keep thinking about it, but instead of going to your brother and you just sit and think about it, you're going to think all these bad things are going to happen when none of them things are going to happen. So don't even think about it. Like, if something happens with your brother, don't even think about it between y'all two until you talk to them. Once you talk to them, then you decide what's going on. But we assume so much in our minds. We assume, oh no, he a power trip. He always power tripping, thinking he better than me. He ain't gonna do this. He always telling me what to do and this and that. I already know how he gonna answer. I already know how he gonna respond. That's Satan. You don't know none of that. And the proof is, most of the time when you go talk to that brother, all them demons go away. All the thoughts that you thought he was going to say, and you figured how he was going to react, and you pretty much assumed what he was going to say and do, he do none of that. And all the hatred that you built up and that you built up in your mind, it just goes away. That's why don't think about it until you get a chance to talk to them one-on-one. Think about something else. Just worry about other stuff. Brother offends you. Oh, damn, my brother offended me, but there's all these people around. I can't talk to him. You know what I mean? I'm not even going to think about it. Wait a while, until I get an opportunity to talk to him one-on-one. And then when I get an opportunity to talk to him one-on-one, we're going to talk about it. And then I'll think about it. But until then, I ain't even going to worry about it. I ain't even going to think about it. Because in your thoughts is where Satan going to play you. Satan going to say, man, don't go to him. He don't even care about you. He did that on purpose anyway. Don't man, watch when you go to him. Y'all gonna get into a big argument. You might as well not even do all that. That's Satan in your mind telling you. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about a brother offending you for a long time. But just think about other stuff, do other stuff until you get a chance to talk to him. And when you talk to him, say, hey, man, you said that stuff yesterday, man. I ain't like, you offended me. I ain't like that. Brother may be like, oh, my bad. I didn't even mean to say it like that. I didn't mean to offend you. If he don't hear you, if you say, yeah, I was meant to say it like that, because you was wrong. And I wanted to tell you was wrong. And I said it that way on purpose. Then you say, okay, no sweat. Go bring it to the council. Talk to your camp leader. Tell your camp leader, I went to brother, told him I was offended. He didn't hear me. He didn't apologize. He said he was right, but I think it was wrong. Your camp leader going to get the council together and have a council, and your camp leader will investigate with other high-ranking brothers, and they'll decide who was right and who was wrong. It's simple. It's just a few conversations. Nobody's going to get hurt. Nobody's going to get killed. Nobody's going to get kicked out. Nobody's going to get beat up. None of that shit's going to happen. None of it. But in our minds, all that in the above is going to happen. Let's get Matthew 18:6.
I got it, sir.
All right, let's get it.
Matthew 18:6. But whoso shall often
offend
one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hung it about his neck, and that he were lowered in the depth of the sea,
or drowned.
Or
thrown. What does it say? Thrown or drowned? Let me get the scripture for you with you as well. If you offend one of these little ones, what's the little ones? Is the brothers and sisters in the truth. It's better that a millstone were hanged about your neck. Matthew 13:21. Where you was at? Matthew 13:21, right?
I'm at 18.
Oh no, you're right. 18:6. 18:6. All right. But if shall offend these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. Now, this is how important this is how important it is that we care about a brother being disrespected or a sister being disrespected or being offended. Christ cared that much also. That you offend a brother or a sister, it's better that you are hung on your neck and cast in the sea. You understand? Because at the end of the day, what you want to do is not to offend your brother and your sister. You want to go about your day and your life without offending your brother and sister. Sometimes offenses will come. Offenses must come. Right? Sometimes people will get offended because we've grown up differently. We come from different places and different states. We're coming into the truth. Like I brought in the example. I was from New Jersey. We never made fun of each other. Never made fun of our friends. Then I moved to Memphis. Everybody makes fun of all their friends. and they do it, and they're cool about it, and everything's funny to everybody. But I'm from a different place. I'm like, what the hell you making fun of me, nigga? We about to fight. That must just fighting words. But to everybody in Memphis, it's not. So you can run into somebody who may get offended by something that everybody else not offended by. That's why he gets a chance. He got to go to you and tell you, like, hey, you offended me when you put too much hot sauce on my chicken. You like, what? My bad. I didn't even mean to put that much. I didn't know it was gonna offend you like that. My bad. But the brother was thinking, he was real mad about it. Man, they fucked up my chicken, man. They put too much fucking hot sauce on it, man. They always do that. I hate when they do that. He thinking all these Satan messing with his mind. Instead of just going to the brother and talking to him and telling him what he did, he thinking all these thoughts. Don't think them thoughts. Don't think nothing until you go to that person and talk to them and tell them, hey, you offended me when you put too much hot sauce on my chicken. I couldn't even eat it. And I was hungry. But I said, oh, my bad. I didn't even know I fucked up your chicken like that. I'll go ahead and get you some more next time. I got you. I ain't gonna put that much on your chicken. He ain't even thinking that he offended you. That's why you gotta go to your brother. All right. And that's the truth. That's how it's supposed to be handled. Okay. Always give your brother the benefit of the doubt. Let's get James, the book of James, chapter 3, verse 2. Because what you want to do is, no, matter of fact, Matthew 18 and 7. Read verse 7. Verse 8, chapter 18, verse 7. Go ahead.
Matthew 18, verse 7. Woe unto the world because of the
offenses.
For it must needs, but that offenses come, but woe to that man by whom that the offenses cometh.
Mm-hmm. Read it one more time.
Woe unto Matthew 18, verse 7. Woe unto the world because of the fences, for it must needs be that fences come, but woe to that man by whom the fences cometh.
Right. Offenses gonna come. You're gonna offend. Sometimes you might offend a brother or sister. You don't even know it. But we can't never let that be it. We can't never just let it be, oh yeah, he offended me, he offended her, and we just let it, and that's just, they were offended and too bad. That's not One West. That's not the truth. That bring destruction on us. That bring destruction on everybody because we just offended a brother and he told us we offended him, and nobody in the whole UPK did nothing about it, and they just let him be offended, and they didn't just look into it and decide and make a judgment on it or nothing. This whole thing would be destroyed. All our brotherhood and all our sisterhood would be destroyed if we did that to our brothers and sisters. That's how important it is. That's how important a brother is. Every single brother is to us in the UPK. Every single sister is to us in the UPK. If something happened and you felt offended by it, it's so important that this entire ISUPK would be destroyed if we didn't look into the matter. If we didn't just look into it and make sure that nobody was offended the wrong way. Like if you was offended, but you deserved to get offended because you did something wrong and he checked you on it, or you got and blah blah blah, then we have to look in that and decide and make sure, yeah, he checked you the right way. You should you was wrong, right? You know what I mean? He told you like that for a reason, so you can know how serious you was wrong. If you was not wrong and he offended you, and he was wrong when he yelled at you and cussed at you and this and that to you, we gonna make sure, hey, don't talk to no brothers like that. Don't offend no brothers like that. You was wrong for that. It's so important that we make sure everybody gets treated right in the ISUPK, that the whole ISUPK would be destroyed if we didn't make sure every brother was getting treated right. This whole thing fall apart if one brother or one sister wasn't treated right and we didn't do nothing about it to make sure that they were treated right. That's how important it is to the ISUPK. That's how important it is to Christ. When Christ said, read that scripture one more time.
Woe unto the world, because of the fence, for it must needs be that the fence come.
Stop right there. First, he starts off saying, woe unto the world that offenses come. The world, what you see, all this destruction out here in the black community and in the world, and wars and countries going to war and fighting and people dying, all of it starts from somebody being disrespected or somebody being offended. That's how it all starts. It all starts like that. The whole war right now in Russia, in the Ukraine, is because Russia was offended by America making an ally with Ukraine and making them part of NATO, which means like they're part of America, like as far as fighting in wars. So they figured they was offended because America said that they wouldn't make NATO bigger by Russia. They said we wouldn't make it no bigger, but they did make it bigger. That's why the entire war started. The whole war started because America did something that offended Russia, because America said it wouldn't do it and it did it anyway. Russia was offended, told him he was offended, and then said, if you ain't gonna do it, then we're just gonna destroy Ukraine then. The whole war started, and that's gonna lead to World War III. The whole World War III gonna start because they was offended. A country was offended. That's why the scriptures say this. Read it one more time.
Woe, Matthew verse 7. Woe unto the world, because of the fence, for it must needs.
Wait, slow it down. Because of offenses. Offenses. Read it one more time.
Matthew 18 verse 7. Woe unto the world.
Woe means destruction. Destruction to the world. Go ahead.
Because of offenses.
Because of offenses. No, stop right there. Destruction's coming to the whole world because people are offended. Somebody's offended. Country's offended, is disrespected. When Christ gave the blueprint on how to solve all offenses. The whole Bloods and the Crips is killing each other because of offenses. Because one Blood and one Crip offended the other. And then another one did it, and the other one did it. Now they just in an endless war. All over the world, all over the country. That's how important it is to try not to offend your brother. But if you do, read the rest.
For it must needs be that offenses come.
That's what I said. It must needs be. Offenses gonna come. That's why I brought out the example. When I lived in New Jersey, we never made fun of our friends. Like if you was my friend, I would never make fun of you. I would never say, "Oh, you big head, you big teeth, your head big, you know, I mean, big head ass little nigga." I would never make fun of. We never made fun of our friends. But when I moved to Memphis, everybody was making fun of each other. Friends, family, everybody making fun of each other. They would call it joning and all this and that, and everybody laughed and everybody had a good time, and nobody was offended because everybody was used to that. You know, they make fun of each other. They call it check-in and say, "Oh, man, you built for a tough head ass nigga, blah, blah, blah." And everybody just started making fun of each other and everybody laughing. Right. But in New Jersey, we never do that. That's fighting. If somebody making fun of you, it's over. It means it's time to fight. Because obviously they trying to fight. Go ahead. We had something.
Man, the two devils, right? They was talking mad stuff to each other. And like they going all talking about this and that, 'cause it's about a football game. They just going off this and that and talking about the wife and this and that. But they don't fight though. It's two devils.
Yeah.
Because they like they know each other, but they talking mad hardcore stuff. I'm thinking he's talking to one of our people, you know what I mean? But like, man, I was like, that shows me their character, how they are, you know, like
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
you go to different places, people are different. Something is disrespectful here, but it's not disrespectful over there. Like you go to one place or one country or one city or one area, it's disrespectful to do that. But then when you go over to another city, that's not disrespectful. People are not going to be mad when you do that. Go ahead.
It's disrespectful to me. It's like, they were talking mad stuff. I'm taking it serious. They been joking around, but they make it sound so serious.
Yeah.
How bad they talk. They talk about the football game. Cowboy sucks. This and that. And they talk about, no, you sucks. Oh, your wife. Well, that's like your wife left you. It's all mad crap. I'm like, God dang, I'm gonna work this. I don't hear nothing but trash. It's just talking mad trash to each other.
Yeah.
I've known each other for a long time for to be doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're somewhere else, that's disrespectful. Like, but,
yeah.
You know,
but that's the point. When we come in here, when we come in the truth and come in Christ, we can't just think everybody is the same. You see what I'm saying? Because every people are from different places. Where you from? Whole Texas. I'm from.
Well, Pennsylvania, but then raised in Texas.
You from Philly and raised in Texas. I was raised in New Jersey, lived in Memphis, here in Indiana. We got a whole jumble of different type of ways that we're gonna act. Like we're not gonna act the same. Like, you know, now unless you grew up the same and you do want to act the same, you may act the same with a person. But people from different places, more than 9 times out of 10, they're not gonna act the same. You see what I'm saying? They're gonna act totally different. And so one of them may offend the other by the way he's acting. That's why it's important to go to them. Go to them. Don't even think about how they offended you or nothing. Just go to them. All right. Let's get more on that scripture.
Let's go down the list.
18-6. The rest of them.
Oh no, 18-6.
Yeah.
No, it's 18-7. Sir.
Yeah, 7. Go ahead.
But woe to that man by whom the offenses cometh.
Right. Destruction to the one who offenses cometh. Like in the UPK, if brother offends you, don't even think about him offending you until you get a chance to talk to him. When you talk to him one-on-one, then you tell him, you offended me when you did that. I ain't like that. Then you hear that other person's side of the story. But before that, don't even think about it. Don't even think about like what they may say or what they may think about it or how it may play out and all that. Don't do that. Satan gonna fuck with your head. That's where he ready to do surgery on your head at that point. He gonna have you hating your brother at that point. That's Satan loves. That's what he does. That's what he wants to do. That's what he does every day. He's been doing it for thousands of years too. And that's what he loves, to have us turn on each other. That's his main goal in life. Him and all his demons that work with him, their main goal is to one day they're gonna get you to turn against me. Get me to hate you. If they can accomplish that, you know how we get awards for doing work with the Lord, and we get a rank raise and we get awards, and you know what I'm saying, and brothers shout your name and give you props. Satan and demons, they're gonna give each other props when they make a brother hate another brother. Like they're gonna give an award. They're gonna have a whole award ceremony because they made you hate your brother. Of course, in the fourth dimension, in the third dimension, fourth dimension, of course. That's where they're gonna do it at. In the fourth dimension, they're gonna be bring up the demon Asmodeus. You are deserving of a rank raise. Let's do the prayers. They're gonna anoint him, probably in not oil, probably in what the demons gonna anoint each other in. What's the exact opposite of oil?
Piss. Dirt. I don't know.
Something more demonic. Blood. Yeah, they gonna anoint them in blood. You know what I'm saying? Here you go, Asmodeus, and pray for him, and the corners are gonna be yelling in their little halls and chambers in the fourth dimension because he made a brother in the truth hate another brother in the truth. That's how important it is for demons to do that shit. That's like the biggest thing that they can do is to make a brother either leave the truth, but mainly brothers leave the truth because they're offended by another brother, and they kept thinking about it as opposed to just going to him and telling him, and then they thought about it and thought all their way out to truth. And the demon that gave him thoughts and was there making sure he didn't, he thought about it instead of just going to him, instead of not thinking about it. Just don't think about it. If a brother offends you, don't think about it until you get a chance to go to him. They're going to be the demon that did the job. He's going to be getting rank raises. He's going to be getting, accolades, money, or whatever demons give each other. It's all that's going on in the fourth dimension. There's a whole other world out there in the fourth dimension. Like there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. We don't even know. Same way, like in the animal kingdom, there's stuff going on in the animal kingdom. Like you got lions, and he's got his pride right now. There's a lion right now protecting his pride, looking around. Who messing with my pride? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I had another baby. Yeah, good. It was all sniffing it. Yeah, this is mine. Yeah, this is good. What's that? Looking around. He's doing it right now as we speak. That's what's going on in the demon world, in the fourth dimension, where angels and demons and all that is at. So they got a whole bunch of stuff going on. They got places where they chill at. They got places where they don't go. They got people that they influence, all of that. They got a job to do. So let's get James 3:2. So one of their biggest accomplishments would be to make you hate your brother. Go ahead.
James 3:2. Behold, we put bits in the horse mouth that they may behold us, and we turn.
That's James 3:2. 3:2.
Mm-hmm. I was at 2, then I went down. Okay, I see what it is. Mm-hmm. So, I'm reading again.
Go ahead.
James 3:2. For in many things we offend all. If any man offend.
Slow it down. Read it from the top again.
James 3:2. For in many things we offend all.
In many things we offend all. Right? Who can break that down? For in many things we offend all. Go ahead.
In many ways we offend all.
Yes, but you gotta give it a little more.
And in many ways we defend all for not following the Lord.
It's manifold. It's manifold. We offend the Lord when we do things wrong. We offend people. We offend wicked people when we do things right. There's lots of things, the fact that you don't smoke weed, watch when a guy come and ask you for a cigarette or for a lighter. And you tell them, nah, I don't smoke. They offended. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be like, you ever heard that? You ever had that, Isaiah? Somebody ask you for a lighter or something like that, and you be like, nah, I don't smoke. And then they look at you like, the fuck? Yeah. Who the fuck you think you is? Yeah, they offended. Or here's another one. If you in Indianapolis, when somebody asks you for some change and you ain't got it, they offended.
I think someone did. I'm sure 3 times he asked me. I really didn't have it in my cart, and I'm sure the dude was offended.
Yeah, they offended. They like, man, motherfucker, you supposed to be giving me some money. I know you got something, So you offend in all in many things. You understand? So let's get more.
This is a question.
Is it to the topic?
Yeah. It's somebody named Ellis.
Yeah. Go ahead.
If it's a complete stranger, because sometimes I feel the propensity to be violent, and I don't play that shit when I'm in a certain mood.
So boom, let's break it down. So what if it's a complete stranger, right? That I don't know if he means a complete stranger that offends them.
That offends them.
Okay. So if it's a complete stranger, this person you don't even know, right? Let's say you pull up to the gas station or you pull up to the grocery store, and this dude, lets a cart hit your car, or he flicks a cigarette onto your car, or right in front of you, like on your shoe, and you offended at that moment. You offended, like, man, you just hit my car, or you just do that cigarette by me, bro.
Stepping on shoes.
You stepped on my shoes, nigga. Right? So it's somebody you don't know. Let's take it even to something other than that. Like it's somebody at your job, like your boss, and he start talking slick to you, or start talking crazy to you, or yelling at you, or he just talking with too much umph in his voice to you, and you offended. Right? So what you should do in that moment is don't think about it. Don't think about it like, oh man, I need to knock this motherfucker. I need to do that. Don't think about it. Go to him between he and he alone and tell him his fault.
Right.
Lots of time. Now, sometimes you can't get alone with a complete stranger. Let's say you at the grocery store or you at the gas station, and this complete stranger flicked the cigarette at you, and the only way you can get to him is if you went to step to him about it. Everybody would be sitting there watching anyway, because there's everybody out there, other people in the parking lot. So you won't really get a chance to go between he and they alone. At that moment, you either gonna have to try to talk to them alone, or don't think about it until you can get alone with them. So you can say, hey, can I talk to you real quick? Pull them over to the side where nobody's in y'all conversation, in your mouth. And you tell him his fault between he and thee alone. Right? Now, there is a such thing in the scriptures where it says, look past an offense. So it's not that you have to step to every single person over every little thing. But if it offends you, go to your brother. You never know. Hold on a second. You never know that person, in your mind, you thinking, man, this person gonna say some slick shit, and we're gonna have to fight and kill each other right here on this gas station. I already know how niggas is. That's what's going on in your mind. That's why I said don't think about it. Because in your mind, y'all gonna have to shoot it out at this gas station because he flicked a cigarette at you or tore it in your direction. In your mind, you're gonna have to shoot and fight all his niggas he's chilling with right here because of that. That's Satan playing your mind to not talk to your brother. Don't even think about it. Go between he and he alone and tell him his fault. Right? Go ahead.
So that started way back then though. Like I always kind of try to bring it up. Like the Bloods and Crips, all that, because you mentioned it. Like the FBI give us that, like the gang stuff, you know what I mean? So it's just so we can kill each other. So we're always gonna have that mindset of hating each other. And was that true, sir?
That what? That we're gonna all be
like that's why the Bloods and Crips came up, because like they gave us that thing like where Bloods and Crips, FBI, and put drugs in the community and stuff.
They influence the Bloods and Crips to sell drugs and to fight each other. The white man did do that.
Come on. So that's why I'm thinking that to that day is why we still hate each other. But it's probably way more way back in.
No, this is the thing. The oppressor did influence them to do that. But at the flip side, Christ could have influenced them to go to each other between he and he alone and follow what Christ said. So it's always you could have did what Christ said. Like it's never where it's like, oh, you only had to kill each other because the oppressor influenced you. Who give a fuck with the oppressor influenced you? What about the Christ? What about Christ influence you? Forgiving your brother. You know what I'm saying? Going to your brother. So it's not just automatically that they're gonna kill each other because the white man influenced them. They need to get influenced by Christ. That can happen too. You know what I mean? That happens all the time where the Bloods and Crips have a truce. That happens all the time. Where the Bloods and Crips have a truce or a ceasefire or a time where they ain't gonna gangbang on each other for a little bit of time. You know, it maybe lasts for a year or two, and then they get back to gangbanging on each other and killing and shooting each other and not being in each other's neighborhoods and being mad at the colors and all that bullshit.
That got me thinking about it. Because back in the day when the war days, the Swords and Shields, like they would fight and then they would give some time to peace. You know what I'm saying? So they can regroup or whatever, and then they go back at it. You know what I'm saying? And start attacking.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of reminds me of when you say 2 years or whatever.
Yeah.
They start back attacking. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
back in the day was really about war. I mean,
it's still about war to this day. Like brothers gonna find something to fight about. You know what I'm saying? Just because men we fight. You know what I'm saying? We go to war. If you're a warrior, you're gonna go to war and want to fight. Like every brother ain't a warrior, so they ain't always thinking like, oh, I eventually got to fight somebody. But we warriors, you know what I mean? We warriors, so eventually if we ain't like got our warfare on point, we'll just fight some random person. You see what I'm saying? Because it's in us, it's in people to fight. You know what I mean? People are not always just gonna take anything and they're gonna fight back. You know what I'm saying? Because for self-preservation. Like, go ahead.
But God is a man of war, though, right?
Yeah, Lord is a man of war.
So it's always going to be about.
It's always going to be some type of fighting and stuff like that. Now, is you fighting for the Lord, or if you in the right in the fight? That's what can be up in the air. Like you can be fighting, but you could be the side that's supposed to lose because you were wrong. So you're doing all this fighting, but in the end, you're going to lose. Like the Bloods and the Crips, they both is in the wrong. So they're going to do all this fighting and warring. And then both sides are just going to lose in the end. Go ahead.
Like one thing, they made a little show, little clip video, whatever. What we fighting for? Like I don't even want to see it. Like you talking about like, fighting over colors, they started like, you know what I'm saying? Because they started thinking like, made a video like, that shit's stupid, excuse my language.
Yeah, it is stupid.
Stupid, you know what I mean? Like fighting over colors.
Yeah, it is stupid. It started when it was fighting over territory and drug territory, like to sell drugs on this block, but it then devolved into just fighting over colors. Like, a lot of them, some of them ain't even making money selling drugs. They just gangbanging. You got wannabes who just gangbanging and they just fighting just because they want to fight and they got something to fight for now. So they're just going to fight for the red and they're going to fight. They fight every blue person because they fighting for the red now. They just decided to fight for the red. Not because they selling drugs, not because they cousin, not because they family. They're just doing it because they want to fight. And they found something that they can fight over, and they chose to fight over Bloods. Go ahead.
But then I realized I forgot it really was about territory. But then like everything started adding on, and people start wanting to do copy this and that. They start adding on. I think that's how that went down. Because really, I think it was all about territories, just like the war and all that, fighting over territories. Stuff like that. Well, that's the white man. They want territory. They want to own the ocean and this and that and all that. Russia too. Back then I guess stuff like that. So I'm guessing it was really about territory. And people start coming with dumb thoughts and start adding on other stuff.
Lots of it. It's a lot to it because Bloods and Crips are national, damn near international organization. So like they all over the place. So they'll be fighting for different reasons. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, they could be fighting over food. Depends if they ain't got no food in that city. I don't know what city. It could be any city. There's hundreds of cities that they're in. They're not fighting for they fighting for their gang. They're not fighting for their people. Because they killing their own people for the gang color. Not, you know what I mean? All right, so let me get offend. Hold on a sec. Oh, what was the rest of that question? I didn't answer all that question.
That was it. He was like, he has a propensity to be violent because he don't play that shit when I'm in a certain kind of mood and they're emotional. Right.
This is what you want to do. You don't want to be a brawler. Okay, you don't want to be a brawler. It's not good to be a brawler. Okay, which is somebody who's kind of looking to fight and they want to get into a fight. Okay, You can get in the ISUPK, get in Hebrew Academy, and you can do as much fighting as you want when we in the Hebrew Academy and we training and we boxing and sparring and all that. But a stranger, right? You just want to go to them between he and they alone and tell them their offense. If they don't hear you, if they say, "Hey man, get out of here with that bullshit, man. I don't want to hear none of that, man. I flick my cigarette, throw a cart any car I want to throw it into." When you go to a person between he and they alone, it's not for you to argue with them. That's another thing that's heavy. You're not supposed to argue with them. You're just supposed to tell them. If they hear you, you gained a brother. If not, then you go get 2 or 3 witnesses. Now it look like gangbang. It's like, oh, what? Yo, you don't give a fuck about what you did? Now I'm gonna get 2, 3 niggas. Right. But hey, that's what the scriptures say. Get 2 or 3 witnesses now. Because you went to this person, you told them they disrespected you when they, stepped on your shoe or threw the cigarette at you, and you went to them. They said, "Man, fuck you, get out of my face with that shit." Now you come with 2 or 3. You go tell 2 or 3 witnesses the matter, which is mainly your camp leader. Go tell your camp leader what happened, and then the 2 or 3 witnesses going to decide.
So how would somebody in the world handle it?
There ain't no counsel you can give a sinner. So if you just a nigga in the world, ain't nothing I can tell you. You ain't trying to be UPK. You just like, well, how would I do it? But I want to keep smoking weed, and I want to keep getting high, and I want to keep gang banging, and I want to keep fucking hoes. But how should I do it? How should I do this? How should I do that? Ain't shit I can tell you, bro. You committing all type of sins every day. Right. Whatever I tell you, the Lord is still gonna kill you for all them sins you're doing. So it ain't nothing I can tell you that's gonna stop the Lord from making everything worse for you. Ain't no counsel you can give a sinner. So if you're a brother who just want to stay, if you're a brother who repenting and coming into the truth, yeah, we can tell you the way, show you the way. But if you're a brother who's like, yeah, I don't fuck with the Israelite stuff, but what should I do when this other crew come sell dope on my block? Should I go between he and he alone? See, that don't make no sense. Yeah, it don't make no sense, nigga, because you're a sinner. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nothing I can tell you to help you get your corner back. Ain't nothing I can tell you to help you get money so you can buy hoes and prostitutes. Like, I was trying to flip the ounce, but the dude didn't sell it right. So he cut it up so bad. So when I bought the ounce, I couldn't flip the ounce. What should I do? Should I go between he and he alone? There ain't nothing I can tell you.
Did your 2 witnesses be 2 crackheads?
Right. Wasn't that shit watered down? I brought 2 of the customers to tell you your shit was watered down. Just like the Israelites said to do. Like, that shit is not going to work, bro. Like, that shit is not going to work. He ain't going to hear you. None of that shit going to work. What we talking about? All the shit going to go left. Right. You see what I'm saying? So there's no counsel you can give a sinner besides to repent and come into the truth and bring forth fruits meet for repentance. Tons of things you can there's tons of things you can tell them, but there ain't no counsel you can give them. Right. There ain't no way you can help their situation out if they're just going to be a sinner and they're not trying to repent. It's like if a person come and say, I was getting high with this female and we was getting high and I wanted to have sex with her, but then she said she had something didn't go right. Okay, we're going to tell you got to stop getting high. That's going to eliminate the whole situation because that female ain't even going to kick it with you if you ain't getting high with her because she a drug addict and you fucking a drug addict. So the whole situation half the time wouldn't even happen if you wasn't sinning. So if we're going to give you counsel, it's going to tell you to stop sinning first. Then you deal with whatever situation. But if you still sinning and some bad situation happened, you should expect that. If you getting high and so they laced your blunt with fentanyl and then you damn near OD'd and now you want to go get back at them, but you still getting high, we're going to tell you shouldn't be getting high. Stop getting high. All right. So that's it on that. Any what was the rest on this question?
That was it. Okay. Him being in a certain mood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you a sinner, it's nothing we can tell you. But if you in the truth, go to your camp leader. Somebody offended you, and a stranger did it to you. Could be a stranger, your neighbor, or you don't really know that person, but they threw trash on your lawn, right? Go between he and the alone. Don't go fight him. Don't go punch him. Just tell him, hey, I didn't like how you threw trash on my lawn the other day. Did you throw that trash? They said, oh yeah, my bad, man. I was just the whole damn trash bag busted open and trash went everywhere, man. My bad. I was trying to clean it up. My bad. My bad, bro. Could be anything. Or he could say, man, I don't even know where that trash came from. It's a trail of trash coming right from his trash can. He's sitting there denying it. Say, no sweat. Go tell your camp leader. Go get 2 or 3 witnesses to make every word be established. And then we go from there. Right? Shit. So you go to your camp leader. That's why it's important to have the priesthood. Without the priesthood, none of this stuff really gonna work. We ain't gonna have nobody to talk to, really, except just our friends and stuff like that. Or the city or the white man or whatever. Go ahead.
So, and the funny part is, in the chemozoology community, like they pretend to have a priesthood. What's that nigga name that got accused of molesting his girlfriend's daughter?
Oh, okay. I was about to say, there's plenty of them, but Polite.
Yeah,
I think you're talking about Polite.
Yeah, so I remember when I first came into the truth, right? He was making his name, taking grounds. They were talking about the elders in the chemical community and all of that, right?
They're talking about they were elders?
Yeah, there's supposed to be some elders. It was 2 brothers. I think their names was Red Chill and Blue Chill.
I remember them.
And
they still around? What's up with them niggas?
I don't know. I stopped watching that shit once I became One West.
Yeah,
but I remember, the stories off of memory. So there was an incident where he was supposed to, the polite dude was supposed to be selling stuff, right? And people was, trying to spend money on, spend money, trying to spend money, and he was cheating people out of the product.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah,
they still ain't get their money back.
They never got their money back. And they were supposed to go to the elders of the Kemet community, right? The Kemet community was trying to sit down with Polite and all that and figure it out and hash it out. And he told me disrespecting them. Who made you elders? Who said that y'all was the elders of the community? This and that. That goes to show you that he didn't believe in none of the shit that he was trying to teach at all. Like he wants to be accepted and wants to be a figure in the Kemet community and all of this and that. But then when it came time to fix problems, after all the brotherhood bullshit he was talking about, he didn't have a lick of it. He didn't have a lick of respect for the elders. He didn't have a lick of respect for his brothers. It don't like prime example. The elders in this school were established before I got here. You get what I'm saying? It ain't my job to question it. It's my job to respect it. And if everybody else in his community is agreeing upon these so-called elders, why come he don't have enough respect and love for his community and his people to accept it, to accept the judgment?
Yep. That's why the priesthood is so important. Scripture says, let me get to scripture real quick.
And it also shows why they little chemozoology community is such a goddamn joke.
Yeah, they don't have no brotherhood,
right?
In chematology, swology, whatever. Chematology.
Swallow.
What kind of
they guys is gay, sir.
Sure is.
What kind of people is them?
Like dudes who believe in Egypt and stuff.
So like white, black, or
They're black.
Okay. I mean to say colors, but you know what I mean. Oh, okay.
Yeah, they black. Give me Isaiah 30 and 20. The new way to do this, we got the cone as the myrrh. You put that under the thing, and then we got the stick as the frankincense, and obviously we stick the stick in there. So it's the cone is underneath it. It smells so good. Yep, Isaiah 30 and 20. Yeah, that shit smells. Man, that's holy right there, boy. Go ahead.
Isaiah 30 and 20. And the Lord gave.
And though. That's though. And though.
Oh.
You good.
Isaiah 30 and 20. And though the Lord gave you the bread of
sound it out.
Adversity.
Mm-hmm.
And the water of affliction
Mm-hmm.
Yet shall not thou teachers be removed into a corner any more, but thou I shall see thou teachers.
Yep. But thine, that's thine,
Oh, thine.
eyes shall see thy teachers. Read it one more time. That last part.
20.
That last part of it.
Oh, but
Thine.
thine eyes shall see thy teachers.
Yeah, that's it. The priest ain't gonna be in a corner anymore.
Right.
But now your eyes gonna see your teachers. We all are the teachers of Israel is all over the place right now. We in every city, all over the place. We all over the internet, all over the news and all over the media, everywhere. Before they was just in New York. Now we're not in a corner anymore. We all over the place. So the Egyptology crew and people, they need to follow the real priests of the Lord. Like they don't have no brotherhood or priest that they can go to handle problems. For example, there's a big Egyptology dude who used to be big named Young Pharaoh. He doing videos talking about rocks and science and waters, and he talking about everything, but he get a lot of views and stuff like that. But he had a lot of personal problems in his personal life, which he talked about, in front to everybody, so I could talk about it. His girl, who was his woman that he had a kid with, she supposedly turned on him and then busted windows out his car, took his kid from him, and had people smoking weed around his kids, and had random niggas around his kids, and took him, I guess, put him on child support too, probably, and just turned on him, and he got into it with other niggas about it, and his house got shot at, or he shot at somebody's house, and all types of crazy shit happened. But he ain't have no, like the brother said, elders. He ain't had no priests, nobody above him that he could go to with the problem that he was having. Go ahead, Warrior.
That's crazy because there's a lot of brothers that go. Not all brothers, but there's a lot of brothers that goes to have a problem with their women. I mean, it's like I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's corrupt the world. I mean, like it's not really the world. It's people in the world, and like it's crazy because like I'm be honest to you. I'm glad I don't have a woman right now until I get fully wisdom. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I probably go through this problem. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad I'm getting this just the knowledge to know what to do. You know what I mean? Like I'm learning off of what's going on. So, I remember they say Jesus never had a woman. Nothing, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jesus never had a woman.
Yeah, you ain't got
doing just fine.
You ain't gotta have no wife or nothing.
I'm thinking that's why they killed him. He wasn't having no problem.
Nah, Christ had a wife. The truth was his wife.
Right.
Oh yeah, the truth was his wife.
Yeah.
So
that's what it is.
It's my wife,
the truth is my wife also. Truth is my first wife also.
Right.
You understand? No wives I have come above the wife of the truth. Go ahead.
It's like a woman always give break a man down.
No,
the man trying to break a woman up.
The scriptures say this. If you wanna let me get the scripture for you about that, because it's true. Where's it at? What's it saying it? Trouble. Yeah, no, you're right. I'm gonna bring it out for you. The scripture says, do not follow the woman, because through her we all die. But through her came the beginning of sin. Right. So our nation is supposed to be about the men being in charge and the women following. Right. Anytime the woman's in charge, we're gonna all die. All of us, everybody in this room, gonna die because some bitch said that you said this and said that, and one dumbass nigga followed her what she said. Go ahead.
They try to, the white man, the devil, they try to get all women to be in charge of stuff. They trying to make a way.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't know why they doing it, but like you said, it wouldn't work. It would
No.
never work.
Not all women, just black Hispanic and Native
Well,
Indian
yeah,
women.
the black, yeah, because the white man don't never let that one. Shit, they don't let that one be in charge of nothing. They're always in charge.
Right. For the most part. So let's get Corinthians. Where we at?
Hey, Spencer, if I don't mean why.
CORI N.
Oh, that's all I need to know.
Yep, good. Corinthians chapter 7, verse 28. 1 Corinthians 7 and 28.
The first one?
1 Corinthians, yep.
Remember, that's going to be in the New Testament. Remember when I was talking to you about the books? The Old Testament. That's going to be the New Testament.
For the first one you said, sir?
1 Corinthians, yep.
It's going to be like the 7th, 8th book in the New Testament.
Chapter 7, verse 28.
I'm just trying to get better. I was never good at that. So
No, you're doing excellent.
That's why you're in class.
Yep, you're doing excellent.
took me years to get the truth. I was in class for years. You understand? So you got some time. You gotta put some time in to really know this shit. It ain't gonna happen in 2 weeks, a month, or 2 months, 6 months. It take years to really get all these scriptures down. That's why the priest is so important. Like we're not no slouches. Go ahead.
So I'm glad I'm doing my slave job. I'm glad I can get up at 5 and I can still make the class. So I might not make a lot of money, but if you know how to, if I know how to budget right, I'll still be all right. And the way the bills, how everything's going, I understand, it's definitely gonna help me out. So that's why I'm not trying to make no overtime, nothing like that. But I ain't used to the job, but still, I want to be able to make the class because I need to learn, not just be at camp. I need to be able to make the class to understand everything.
Damn right. That's honorable. Clap that up. That's what we like to hear. If more men would like you, we'd be in a better shape as a people. All right. Let's get 1 Corinthians 7 and 28. Go ahead.
Corinthians
Yep.
7, verse 28. And if thou marry, thou hast not spent and
Sinned. Thou hast not sinned.
Thou hast not sinned, and if a virgin married, she have not spent sin. Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh.
Wait, stop right there. He shall have what?
In the flesh.
No, say trouble in the flesh.
And trouble and has such. No, I'm sorry. All right, so like I said, have trouble in the flesh.
You're gonna have arguments. Go ahead, read it again.
Have trouble in the flesh.
You're gonna have stress.
Have trouble in the flesh.
You're gonna have heartaches and pains.
Have trouble in the flesh.
You're gonna have to deal with more shit that you wasn't regularly having to deal with.
Have trouble in the flesh.
If you marry, you ain't sinned. That's not against the Lord. You ain't did nothing wrong.
Right.
But you will have trouble in the flesh, which means you're gonna have stress. You're gonna have worries. You're gonna have arguments. You're gonna have, extra work that you got to do. There's all type of stuff that come with having a wife, and it's gonna be trouble in the flesh. Not saying it's not gonna be benefits too, but you're also gonna have trouble in the flesh because you're gonna have to deal with that woman and keeping her in check. If you don't have no woman, you ain't got to deal with no woman to keep her in check. You ain't got to make sure she you spend enough time with her and make sure you deal with her problems and make sure you have sex with her, at least once however long y'all have sex. You ain't got to worry about none of that. You can do whatever the hell you want to do all day, every day. You want to sleep outside today? You can do it. You want to be homeless? You can do it. You want to spend all your money on a car and get it to turn into a hot rod or whatever? You can do it because you ain't got no woman you got to help split the money with. You ain't got no other woman. You got to make sure where she got woman supplies and hair stuff that she need and stuff, anything she need. You can spend it all on your car. You can spend it all on your watch. You can spend it all on your outfit. All your money, you can spend it on whatever you want to spend it on. But once you get a woman, you're going to have trouble in the flesh because she's going to need some money. You can get money from her all the time, but sometimes she may need it. But now you got to make sure you got a house so she can live in, or, at least somewhere she can stay. You got to make sure she got, if she ever lack anything or she need a ride or she need help, she need to talk to somebody, you got to be there. You're going to have trouble in the flesh when you marry. You know what I mean? So take advantage. If you don't have a wife, take advantage of it. Enjoy it. Enjoy the hell out of it because it may change. You may end up getting a wife and then you got to deal with it forever. Go ahead.
So like you said, if she want to buy something nonsense,
now you gotta,
go off on it, but I'm gonna be
but that's still stressful because now you got to talk somebody out of buying some shit that they wanted to buy. Now you got to tell them you can't buy it, and she's gonna be mad. Why can't we buy it? We bought this for you when you wanted something. I gave you the money for it. Now you got to argue about that. Well, we can't afford it because this, because that. It's trouble. It's trouble. Not to say you don't gotta, you don't check her and say, well, we just can't buy it and don't buy it, but that's still something you got to deal with. As opposed to the guy who do spend whatever the fuck he want to spend it on.
Now, let's say about the drinking a lot. I got you guys show her a good example and not do that she might want to do it. So I'm gonna put that up there. But if I'm not a man shit, right, then I'm here to be okay. But,
well, this is the thing. If you single, you can drink as much as you want and sit and do whatever you want. But if you got a woman, let's say she got to be at work, and you driving her to work. You can't drink as much as you want right now because now you got to drive her to work in the morning. So now you can't do what you want to do. Everything ain't about you when you have a woman. You got to see you got to deal with her too, because now you and her are one unit.
Right.
So you can't just do how you want to do. You got to consider what she's got going on too, because she a woman. Go ahead.
I guess it's just best to have a sharp mind, clear mind. Very conscious and all that, so where you leave less problems, I guess. We still got other problems.
Yeah, what'll help a problem with not having as much trouble in the flesh is if you choose a good woman and a woman that, number one, has money. Money is a defense. If you get with a woman that has money, that's going to be less stress because she can always get money. And that helps. If you don't have money, that makes things more stressful because you don't have a defense. Money is a defense. You need money to defend against the rain. You need money to defend against thieves. You need money to defend against not having lights on. So if you don't have money, like you get with a woman that just don't have no money, she don't really work, and she go to work, she only make like $7.25 an hour. You're gonna have more problems than if you get with a woman who's making $20 an hour. You know what I'm saying? And got big money and got a nice car and got a nice house. Go ahead.
It's a lot, man. I can already see. Oh shit, he's making more money than you. Oh shoot, maybe this and that. I like him. I see females like that. I mean, not me, not personally me. But,
what are you saying? That the females mad?
I mean, like they get jealous about it and they be like, how come he's making more money? How come he's doing more of this? He's doing more of that.
Oh shit! Shit. Fuck all that. You want a woman that making the most money possible, bro.
Exactly.
You want a woman that's making as much money possible. Right. It's gonna be easier to be to be her man because she got money. You gonna make it harder if she don't got no money. If she broke woman and she's trying to beg and get money and don't go to work and don't have work skills, your relationship with her is going to be harder because y'all going to be stressing over the money. You see what I'm saying? Like you want a woman who can make money. Like she don't even have to make money a lot, but she can if she wanted to go to work. Like let's say she take off work for like a couple months because you make money. That's fine. But if she do get into work field, y'all money gonna come up quick. You know what I mean? Y'all both be making thousands of dollars every check. Like look at every check you make. Now make sure she making twice that. Y'all gonna be living good. What y'all gonna be arguing over? What y'all fighting for next? But if she broke, y'all gonna be arguing, fighting over the bill money, the gas money, to this money, to that money. Y'all can't go out to eat. Y'all can't go on trips. Y'all can't do shit. Y'all just gonna sit home arguing. Because y'all both is broke as hell and don't got no money. Shit. So you want to try to get with a woman that got money. You want to see, that's one of the most important things when you talk to a chick, man. If she got money, she virtuous, she has skills. And she could be virtuous without a lot of money. Like she could be a college student, or she just, you know, got a good spirit where she want to help the truth all the time. And, you know, she ain't going to get a lot of money for that. But either way, you want a woman that's going to make money. Right. That's with these rappers and stuff. They always get a stupid woman that's chasing money, chasing, like trying to be a prostitute. Like she broke as hell. She ain't got no money herself. She just got good looks. She just want to sleep with somebody who got money. And then guess what? They got money. They sleep with her. What she do after a while? Take his money, because that's what she really wanted to be with.
And then when the money goes down,
she gone. When the money get low and it's you know, it's a hard time, she gone. She gone with another motherfucker. You know, or she divorce you and take the money from you, because she really wanted the money. She didn't want you. So that's the deal on that. Any more questions online? Or we good? With that, I'm gonna pass the class to Priest. We ain't got no more questions in the room, do we? No questions. Good. With that, I'm gonna pass the class to Priest and Officer Azza. Left it up. I really need to go into that scripture about the angels. We'll go into it next week.
ISUPK, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Home, New York. Reach for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, there to be saluted on. There are off limits for 6 months. So there are off limits for 6 months. There to be saluted on. They're here to shed themselves in the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. Come. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she will get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which a brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is commandments, Numbers 18 to 21, Malachi 3 and 8 through 10, means tenth in the Hebrew, Ma'ashur. 10% of every penny increase the Lord gives you, give to the Treasury Department. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatever so amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. We have another feast day after the Day of Atonement. That's going to be on October the 9th. Get with the school nearest you. Let's start prepping for it now. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, to start wearing all black boots, pants, hand pants, and scarves. With that being said, Imajah, which means to stand. Well, Panya Hakidam, which means to turn to face the east. The Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Awanawu. Shabbat Shemayim. Kadash. Hayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Malachaka. Taba'ah. Hayah. Baratiza. Kawa. Hayah. Hashemayim. Nathan. Lenawa. Lekam. Ko. Yawam. Wasanakno. Kawakno. Kazalakno. Abawakno. Allah. Nabiyano. Manasaiwan. Abo. Amshayno. Ayun. Rai. Kaya. Laka. Amalakbo. Ma'ala. Atapara. Amalabyo. Amag. Lord's Prayer in English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. The Hakah, or the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hashem.
Yahushan.
Kasha.
Baruch
Tandano.
the Ka. Al-Pra. Kamagala. The Ka. Atahor. Amatazarayim. The Ka. Yahushua, Water
The power in the English. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
The power to heal.
The power to heal.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of sickness.
All manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
Power to raise the dead.
Power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean spirits.
Cast them out.
To cast them out.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
The blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Yahushua.
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 Malaim.
Malahayim.
Tazabiyah.
Matazabiyah.
Alawapyahana.
Alawapyahana.
Alawapyah.
Alawapyah.
Asarwanyam.
Asaranyam.
Akwatazayayim.
Akwatazayayim.
Akayayim.
Akayayim.
Alawapyah.
Wakwatya.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Waramah.
Waraman.
Bless us in English. Bless you, Yahweh.
Bless you, Yahweh.
Yahushua.
And Yahushua.
Michael.
And Michael.
The
And the angels. Commander General Hannah.
The generals.
The generals.
The
The captains.
officers.
The officers. The troopers.
And the sisters.
And the sisters.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
In the name of Yahushua.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it.
The anointing prayer. Or your barka.
Webaraka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Or your shamarka.
Washamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
And Yahweh.
Panyawa. Ayaka.
And Kanka.
Wayakanka.
And Shah.
Aisha.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
And Yahweh.
Panyawa.
And
Ayaka.
Hashem.
Wayasham.
Ka.
Laka.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Hashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushua.
Yahushua.
Barak.
Barak.
Papa.
Rapah.
Gun.
Lagun.
Gun.
Lagun. Thurman family.
Thurman family.
Sutton family.
Sutton family.
The Hill family.
Hill family.
The Shinny family.
Shady family.
Nelson family.
Nelson family.
All the children of Israel. Done.
The house of Azab.
House of Azab.
And all destroyed of Israel.
All the children of Israel. Gale family. Claiborne family.
All the
All the children of Israel.
By Shimei Yahushua.
Ba'ashem Yahushua.
The water of Mount.
The water of Mount.
In English. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bless thee and keep thee.
Bless thee and keep thee.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Make his face shine upon thee.
Make his face shine upon
And
thee.
be gracious unto thee.
And be gracious unto thee.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Lift up his countenance upon thee.
Lift up his countenance upon thee.
And give thee peace.
And give thee peace.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
Name Yahushua.
Bless.
Bless.
Heal.
Heal.
Shield.
Shield.
Protect.
Protect.
Blessed are you, Yahweh.
Bless unto Yahweh.
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth.
And all things living.
And all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
In the name of Yahushua.
Name Yahushua.
Who's now.
Is to us now.
Right now.
Right now.
Send evils and curses.
Send evils and curses.
Punishment, destruction.
And punishment, destruction
To the heathen.
that speak against us. Thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers, and the school. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the heathen. Shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and the nations, and their drug dealers, the court system, prison, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, spies, Christianity, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, House of Komatasi, the gay movement, lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airways, cable access channels, and radio channels. Convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us. Broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. And loose all the plagues. Cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. That Yahushua, Michael and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathen that come up against us. As we speak thy word, cause to be known by all. That is the angels that have done it. Cause to be spread throughout the media, throughout the whole world. Cause of the Mashiach that coming. In the name of Yahushua, thank you always. So be it.
Sorry, which means to try to fix it. Individual, to the teacher. Shabbat, Amaju, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahshua.
Yahweh Hashem Yahshua.
That's my time. Sorry, it's changed. It's courtesy to sisters watching online. Individual, Shabbat, Amaju, Barak,
Yahweh Shema Hashem Hashem Yahshua.
That's my time. Class dismissed.
Having that frankincense and myrrh back in here makes